Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders, a great millstone, who teach very well. While this truth from and salutation out there to the hopeful elect who continue to push his word in our truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, shalom to the men and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And today, just basically getting on the times that we're coming in, man. Because we're coming into the times when Esau is going to show himself to be the devil, man. We're coming to the times of Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation. When this devil, he's actually going to try to tempt you to take a device under your skin. And he's not going to come under the banner of this, that, and the third, mandate. The mandate he's trying to come forth is that it's good for you, man. But the only thing that this C-hip is good for is your death, man. You have to realize whenever the so-called white man loved you enough that he say, let me save your life. Why he didn't do that? Why Ronald Reagan didn't do that in the time of the 80s, in the time of the crack pandemic, man? All of a sudden now you care about us. But the only thing that you care about is cutting us off. Let's start off right here in the book of Sirach. This is the book of Sirach 14 and verse 7. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. Because I have an article queued up. Before I get the article, the main thing they say when it's the brain interface technology or even the C-hip, the main thing that they'll push forth is that it's convenient for you or it's good for you. It's going to make life easier. That's why it says if he do it good, he do it unwillingly, because it's a sinister design behind it. It says, in that the last he would declare his wickedness. At the last he's gonna hit you with that snake bite for the lack of better words, man. And that's what Esau wants. Esau wants you to get your guard down and basically trust in him so he can slide that C-hip up inside you, man. Let's go ahead and get another one. Let's go to Sirach, the 12th chapter. This is the book of Sirach 12. We're going to jump down to verse 10, because at the end of the day, the so-called white man never did anything beneficial for us. Another thing, we already know about the Tuskegee experiment, when Esau was setting people up, giving them monetary funds to actually give them syphilis. You gave somebody $50 and 3 days later, now they got syphilis, man. This shows you the hatred that this guy have towards our people. This is the book of Sirach. This is the book of Sirach 12, and I'm going to start at verse 8. Sirach 12 and 8. It says, a friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. Yes, in the time of 1980s, the crack pandemic, just that. Esau, he wasn't hidden, man. He was capitalizing on Jake in certain laws. You just look like you sell drugs. Now he can come up there and treat you any type of way. That shows you how this devil, he's actually playing on us being at the bottom, man. Continuing on, in the prosperity of a man, it's like in the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved, but his adversity, even a friend will depart. And right there, that's what Esau wants. He's basically doing the divide and conquer. The Bloods and the Crips and this, that, and the third, Jake on Jake crime, black on black crime, just so Esau can sneak in there and come with a quote-unquote reward, or come with a quote-unquote solution. That's why it's a thing called order out of chaos. This guy, he put the guns in the neighborhood, he put the drugs in the neighborhood, then he come back with a solution. Let me just shoot a couple of these guys down. That's the solution Esau is coming with. Death. Verse 10, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So you should never trust Esau, whether it be through a stimulus check, whether it be through child support, or whether it be through food stamps, man. Because he's going to try to push all that on you and that thing in order for you to live your everyday life, man. Read this again. Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So he gets worse and worse as time goes on. You'd rather trust the Edomite back in 1801 than trust the Edomite in 2021, man. Because at least the Edomite in 1801, at least he was straight up with it. Now these devils, they're more deceitful, man. Let's say if you don't hearken unto their ways, they can just have counsel coach on you, man. Let's continue on. Though he humbled himself and go crouching, yet take good heed. Yes, because he's going to come with an agenda that's going to be quote unquote beneficial to all of us. But guess what the Lord said? Yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Wipe them, man. You're going to realize that he's the devil that the Bible speaks of. No matter how cool he is, no matter how he bought you lunch a couple times, he gave you a couple dollars. At the end of the day, an Edomite, he will reveal himself to be an Edomite, man. You know? Continuing on, set him not by thee, lest he hath overthrown thee. And that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to overthrow us as a people. It says, lest when he overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand. Yes, don't let Esau beat your right hand, man. Lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at thy and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Yes, because ultimately you get too comfortable with this devil, hands joined in hand, the wicked should not be unpunished. Ultimately, if you trust in this guy so much, he's gonna want to see how much you trust in him, you know. And what I mean by that, he's gonna propose to you through that RF to the I to the D, man. You know, he's going to proposing to you by trying to put your spirit upon the clouds. Let's continue on to verse 13, though. Who will pity a charmer that has been with a serpent, or any such as come now wild beast? So who is going to pity anybody who's following after the ways of Esau, man? After the ways of death, because we told you not to trust this man. Yahweh Shai told you, even your grandma, man. You know, I know down here in the South, you go anyone when you young, you better not go up here and act a fool in front of these white folks. Because at the end of the day, there's going to be another reason why they have a chance to hang you, man. Or another reason why they have a chance to cast you down, man. And there's plenty of stories when Esau trying to help a homeless man, and all of a sudden he end up missing. Or Esau adopted a black child from Nigeria, and 4 years later, all of a sudden he missing. All of a sudden, the child is out of control, man. Or all of a sudden, the child got to be on all these type of psychiatric medicines, man. Because ultimately they trusted in Esau and they thought that they was going to get a better way of life, but actually you got further in hell, man. Let's go to Sirach 21 and verse 2. Flee from sin as from the face of a serpent. So you're supposed to actually flee from this place. What the scripture say, arise and depart, for this is not your rest. You shouldn't be comfortable here in Babylon, man. Because if you're comfortable in Babylon, you're comfortable with death. It says, flee from sin as from a face from a serpent. For if thou comest too near it, it will bite thee. Yes, if you hand on the hand with this devil, he is ultimately going to bite you. What does that mean by he's biting you? By putting that device inside you, man. Popping you, you know? It says, it will bite thee. The teeth thereof are as a teeth of a lion, slaying the souls of men. Because that's what this devil wants you to do, man. He want to slay you. And how he's going to slay you? Again, he can slay you through the military. He can slay you through the carnal weapon, an actual sword or a gun. But he's also is going to try to slay our people today through what? This new technology. Because you have to realize this modern day society, it runs off trends. It runs off the trending topic, what's hot, what's beneficial. I remember those new, every time Apple come out with a new set of headphones, now you see everybody with a new set of headphones. You see a new rapper come out with a new belt design. Now all these rappers have glittering belts, but it's going to get to a point when these different celebrities and these different quote unquote social media influencers, they're going to come out with a new way of life, man. Instead of these guys paying with their credit card or even with cash, you're going to see these people paying with themselves. Actually, they're going to pay with their hand. They're going to pay with their brain interface technology, man. And ultimately, once you get this device inside you, you basically giving your will over unto Esau, man. Instead of you letting the Lord handle things. So let's get this real quick. This is an article from Psychology Today. It says brain computer interface predicts patient's thoughts. Now, when you go into the word brain computer interface, that's actually what it's talking about in Revelations 13. Let's go ahead and get that, you know, because a part of this devil ruling the whole world is part of so like a part of this devil ruling the whole world is actually ruling the people and ruling the thoughts of the people, man. Because 5 years ago, a lot of Jake had in their thoughts. You being a tranny is weird. You being a tranny is off. Man, now since it's been equality and we gotta look at everybody the same, now you see rappers coming out willingly say they'd rather deal with a transgender than a woman. How sick can this place get, man? How worse would this society get before the Lord have to destroy it, man? So let's get this in Revelation 13 real quick. Let's get to the point. Brothers know what I'm going. Revelation 13 and 16. And he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. And it's everybody from the president all down to the homeless dude down the street. This devil, he's going to try to cause all. No matter you in the higher class, middle class, or lower class. He's going to cause all to receive a mark. The word mark is charagma. It says to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And right there, when you go into that word forehead, it actually goes back into meta. Now we know that this guy Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, they got a thing called the metaverse. Even Facebook, Instagram, all that is going to be a part of the metaverse. Now they have Biggie and Tupac. Soon as you go inside the metaverse, you can hang out with Biggie. You can smoke a virtual blunt with Snoop Dogg. These are the little things that this devil is going to push forth to try to make these people take this thing, man. But ultimately, again, you taking this thing inside you is you giving your soul, your mind, body, spirit, and soul unto this devil, man. Because now you, instead of you being a child of Yasharada, you're a child of Edom. How? Because now you connected unto the cloud instead of being connected unto your heavenly Father. Let's go right here to the book of Revelation 13 and verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell. So you're not going to be able to live your everyday life, man. They're going to deem you as a medical threat. They're going to deem you as that. They're going to deem you as an outcast because basically you didn't follow after the trending topic, man. Continuing on, it says, save he that hath the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. So nobody will be able to live their everyday life unless they have this thing inside them. Now let's see what this brain computer interface can do. It can predict patients' thoughts. Caltech study shows how a brain-computer interface may help the speech impaired. So let's say if you're not a good speaker, you have a stuttering problem, even let's say if you have cerebral palsy, anything, man. This devil, he's gonna try to help you out with it. And how he ain't gonna try to help you out with it. He just keep bringing up. We're gonna go over these words every day. No, he's gonna try to help you out by chipping you, man. Let's go ahead and look it up. New scientific research presented at this week's Society of Neuroscience 2022 conference by the California Institute of Technology, Caltech, shows that a brain-machine interface, a BMI, also known as a brain-computer interface, can predict a person's internal monologue with a high degree of accuracy. So basically, what they can do. They basically saying they can make you be a more elegant speaker. You can find your words faster. The words you say can come out more smoothly because basically, for lack of better words, they're going to try to connect you to the grid. When you type on your phone, it's autocorrect. These devils are going to try to have autocorrect in your brain, man. But if they control the words you say, what else can they control? Can they? They probably can. I know it's different studies out there. They control emotions. Let's say if you are sad or depressed, it's certain things they can do with this brain interface technology. They can release dopamine. Now you're happy. They can release different chemicals. Now you sleeping. Because again, you have to realize Esau, he's finna get ready to perfect it. He really already perfect this thing, man. When you go into Elon Musk in the year of November 22, at the end of November, this devil, he's actually coming out with his life models. Now, let's look at it real quick. Because it really this devil, they just saying, yeah, the person who he had a certain disease, ALS, which actually that's a muscle disease. And the guy, he can't talk for real and things like that. And they connected him to it. Now he can talk, you know right here. It says this work represents the first proof of concept for a high performance in internal speech BMI, wrote Camtech researchers in their latest study. So now in their latest study, they just realized, yeah, we can control people's speech and we can control this and we can control that. Now, you really kind of got to read all this because basically it's just going into how these devils worked it out. But it shows you that these devils actually did a deep thought in this thing. It's not like they just threw it up in the air. They just winging it. For lack of better words, the moves that Esau making now, man, is basically chess moves, man. Whether it be they're gonna name a different thing when they come out, or whether these different celebrities already got it, and once it come out fully, they're gonna come out with it to persuade the people. Either way, man, things is finna get real, man. This is one of the next major prophecies that's coming up, and it make more sense more now than ever, man. This is a digital society that we living in, and this devil, he wanted to connect you to the internet digitally through what? Through these different C hips, man. And again, this guy, he got like a 96 bit, a 96 channel multi electrode array. This guy actually have he don't have 96 chips in him, but I'm sure that he have more than one chip in him. But it's basically, for a lack of better words, different things that they put in your head to actually control you, man. Yeah, they can say, yeah, it can help you with your speech, but it's going to help you with your depth too. So yeah, Akim, I pray this video was edifying. I say, call Allah, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakadash, Shalom, DTA.